That's why it took so long to do last week.
Well,
we're on air. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Amazing Scale Modelers Across the Pond Hangout. I'm your host extraordinaire, Jack. And today we have our usual suspects joining us to talk about the scale modeling. Well, talk about the scale modeling. We'll talk about it in third person. We were. What a difference! What 2 weeks makes? It was like hotter than Hades around here in the past 2 weeks, and the humidity level, we had triple digits. If you're into Fahrenheit's, we had triple digits heat indexes. And today, it's not going to climb out of the 60s, and it's raining, and it's going to be dreary. It's going to be typical Pittsburgh weather. So today and tomorrow we're going to get Gordon, hurricane, the remnants of hurricane, or it wasn't ever a hurricane from my understanding, but we're going to get the remnants of that storm. It's going to rain all day. So, it's just like a fever broke. And I'm sure you're going to hear it from Jim later that, now we can get some bench time in. Likely excuse, but we'll see what the real thing he's up to. Anyway, without further ado, I want to get started talking about our stuff. And you know what? I know earlier, before we came on the air, there was a vote taken. And since I am God, King, and Emperor of this show, I know you want Randall to go first, but I'm sorry, we have to have Heath go first. Why? Because he's Heath. How you doing, Heath?
Well, excuse me, I seem to think I'm remembering voting Randall to go first, but since you're judge and jury, you're worshipfulness?
Well, I'm, what do you call it, King, God, and Emperor of the Hangout.
Yes. That I tell you.
You ever said this was a democracy?
I never did say that. That is correct.
Randall,
I thought it was collective.
Don't start with the Monty Python things. All right?
Randall. How'd you get to be king then?
How'd he get to be king? Simple. Someone threw a scimitar at him. Anyway, look, Randall, I tried, I pleaded, I begged. I pleaded with begged and asked Jack for you to go first. Sorry, I did my best. I'm surprised I still got ahead. But that's not why we're here.
No problem, Heath. You're well ahead of us in time as well as...
well, yes, indeed.
Fair to you go first.
And if you want, I can even look into the future and give you the cross lotto numbers if you want.
Yeah, I could do with that.
Well, actually, that's something that was something that was said. I should have said this last week, but that was something that Jay said about 6 years ago when I said I was in Australia. He goes, "Oh, can you give us the cross lotto numbers then?" But that was last week, and that was a great one 2 weeks ago. I sat down and watched the whole damn thing again. But that's not why we're here. We're not here to listen. We're not here to listen to my inane drivel. We're here to show things, and I have got something to show. In fact, I started something today. In fact, I'll just reach over to my extreme left. Now, for most people that know me, I'm big on the Group A type racing cars.
Oh, okay.
So,
because we know you're big, but okay, I got it.
All right, then I won't show you it then.
Go ahead.
So today I started doing. There's a driver over here called Dick Johnson, and he used to drive the RS 500 Sierras. So I decided to take my Sierra, which, hang on a minute, originally was going to look like that. Look like that, but no. Me being an Australian icon in motorsport, I decided to make it all red.
Nice.
Which is the colours of the cars that we had in the years of 1987 to 1992. This is a Group A spec Sierra, It's not curbside. It has an engine. It's not curbside. It has an engine. And, of course, I've painted all the bits that are going to be red, that will be red, and that are red, because the whole car is red. And I've even got decals for it too. So there's the chassis, which is, surprisingly enough, that's red too. The Sierras over here weren't black or white or anything underneath the bonnet. It was all red. It was all red. So as you can see, that's going to be, hang on, that's going to be like that. There's the chassis there, and then this goes over the top. If I can get the damn thing on for a test fitting and the test showing.
Uh-huh.
Come on. Oh, God, here we go.
Were they all red because they were death traps?
No, they were all red because they were fast. Damn fast.
Wouldn't have to worry about hosing the blood off. You just painted them red.
No, they were fast. These guys just, these RS500s had stage. I've got a whole book on them. The Sierras were originally from England.
I had a red Sapphire. It was a death trap.
They were. They actually were. Believe it or not, they were. These Group A cars, they would blow their turbo. They would blow their turbo like you wouldn't believe. Unlike the Nissan Skylines that the cars were up against back in the day, the Skyline absolutely creamed them. Just absolutely creamed them, because the Sierras that we had were only the two-wheel drive up against an all-wheel drive Nissan Skyline. So you can imagine at Bathurst, going down that huge straight, the Skyline would just drive past it like it was standing still. But that's the engine there.
Mm.
And of course, the only bits that are black are the seat and the dashboard, and the windscreen wiper. That was the only bits that were black in it. All the rest of it was red. Just pure. There wasn't even black around the windows. Let me put it that way. It was just all red.
Sounds like somebody got a deal on red paint.
A real good deal on red paint, yeah.
Just drove it through the car wash with red paint taped over the windows.
These are the decals. Now, I'll tell you what, these were hard to get, I'll tell you. If you can see there, that is...
Well, if you hold it still long enough.
There's a decal right over where the bits I'm showing. But if you can see there, they're the decal. The ones on the bottom, they're the ones I'm going to be using.
Lift it up a bit.
The ultra high,
The
shell and the ultra high, they're the ones I'm going to be using. So if you can picture this with these, it's going to look magnificent. Plus a clear coat. So
can you tell me if those decals have a white backing on them?
They do.
Okay.
They do.
Okay. Putting decals over red paint is death unless they're backed in white.
Yeah. Oh, they're white. They're white. They're definitely white.
Okay. Continue.
So yeah, but this is gonna. I will probably have this finished by tomorrow if I'm patient enough. So I can take some photos of it and then put it on the. And then put it onto the site and the Facebook page and the Google Plus page and every other page that I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that's basically what I'm working on as of right now. I was going to start the F14, but then I looked at all the pieces and I'm going, where do I begin? And do I have the right colors for it? Because the F14 that I got, I mean, I would think, I would have liked a Nimitz AJ one, but I've got the Carl Vision. I've got the USS Carl Vision F14 Tomcat. but I'm thinking I might be able to grab some 1/72nd scale decals for the AJs. I don't know. I'll have to have a look. So yeah, but that's all. Yes, Randall?
Which Tomcat kit is it you have?
It's the 1A. It's the A.
I mean, is it in the kit company?
It's Academy. It's an Academy.
All right, yeah.
It's an Academy F14. I'm not like I checked the decals this morning when I was checking the box, and they didn't look. I don't know why, but they looked a bit second-handish to me. I mean, it's still in the plastic bag, but it just looks like it's. It looks like they're gonna. The decals look like they're gonna fall apart as soon as you put them in the water. So yeah. So I'm actually thinking what I really would like to do with that F14 is try and find some Top Gun decals from the movie, because I used to have a Top Gun model. I used to have Testors, the twin pack Top Gun set. They had the F5 Tiger and they had the F14 from it, and it was all branded Top Gun. It had all the right decals and everything like that. I wish I still had my F14 then, but of course, moving and stuff like that, broken, blurred. That as you do, as it does. But no, I'm thinking of looking for some decals. Yeah, I'm gonna do Nimitz. This is for the nautical build too, by the way, because I'm gonna actually try and do a diorama with it, where it's on the deck, where it's on the deck of the Nimitz. So I'm hoping that it works, because I've been wanting to do a diorama with that for a while, and I know that with the catapult, I think it was like I might have to get some grey string or something like that, because I don't think I'll be able to get metal string for the hook when it lands and when it takes off. But no, that's what I've got on my plan. I'm working on that. I'll be working on that tomorrow. And then probably next week I'll be what I really want to do is, after I finish that, I want to start that F14 and then have it finished by the weekend of my birthday. So then I've got something to show. I mean, I will have my Sierra to show on the weekend of my birthday, which is coming up very fast.
Well, George is saying you can paint it red, Heath, and then Phil chimed in and said, "Oh, you can get Randall to paint it yellow."
Let's put it this way: Randall and I have an agreement with that. I handle the yellow. Randall doesn't touch it. Randall doesn't touch the yellow.
He's gotten pretty good with yellow.
Well,
he's developed a nice little tip.
It was a pretty steep learning curve, put it that way.
Well, actually, I'm going to be working with yellow very, very soon. Kids, they don't go to bed. It's 10:15. She's not asleep yet. Jeez. Someone's had too much sugar.
Is it a school night? Is it a school night?
No, it's weekend. It's the weekend.
Oh yeah.
But I do have a yellow Corvette.
Jack.
I do have a yellow Corvette in there that needs to be built. GT3 yellow Corvette from Revell that I've got to build, which is yellow. So you're not alone, Randall. You're not alone. But that's it from me for now, and until I have an idea of something that comes out.
All right. I'd like to make mention the top chat or live chat is a little active. George, of course, has shown up.
Of course.
Hello, George. And Bob Bruce from the Google Plus community had shown up too. He'd gotten away. I called him Bruce, not Bob. I don't know. I just got all goofy mixy. I don't know. Coffee is kicking, but it's kicking my butt is more like it. So since he's on, the live chat, I thought I would share the.
Oh,
I want to show my shop cards for.
I'm still waiting for mine.
Yours is here. Yours is. Oh no, that's just Tony's.
The address
I
isn't
think I
long enough,
sent yours a couple of days ago. There, Heath.
Okay, well, I'll have to make sure I show it when I do my Sierra.
Yeah, well, let me know if you don't get it next week or two. Anyway,
Okay.
this is Bob Bruce's a $6 million man build. I'm sure you all know who $6 million man is, without arms, but he does have his legs. Boy, you know what? Bob is another one of those modelers that does a lot more to a detail than I even pay attention to, which is not so difficult. But at the same time, he does really good work, especially with figures. And we're going to be talking about figures and figure painting and stuff like that between Jim and I tomorrow on the Sunday Hangout. So whatever you guys at Live Chat can talk about as far as live figures go, like choices of paint, mixing paint for flesh tones, blah, 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 all that stuff. We're going to, Jim and I are going to talk a little bit about it tomorrow on the Sunday Hangout. So this is for multiple reasons. This is for you, Bob, of course, to show off your work on air and to show off those great shop cards. I got to say, they are amazing.
They look pretty special.
It even says amazing. And the fact that we're going to talk about some figure stuff tomorrow. So let's see if we got another view here. Yep, we certainly do. I'm not sure what this diorama is. This is a model kit. You guys know better than I do.
It's Steve Austin beating up Bobcat Goldthwait.
Really?
I don't know who that biker supposed was it Lemmy the heavy metal singer?
No, it was supposed to be Andre the Giant.
Meatloaf. Wasn't that Meatloaf?
No.
It was supposed to be Andre the Giant.
No, that was the Bigfoot set, wasn't it?
I don't know. I know that these $6 million man kits are snap tight, so yeah. I don't know. It looks a bit like Meatloaf.
It's definitely a weird angle. I know that he's got Austin's hairline down to a T.
It looks like Meatloaf or Bobcat Goldthwait or
weird. Whoever it is.
Whoever it is. Could be Eric Estrada for all we know.
Yeah.
Painted upright, it could be the guy in the Clint Eastwood movies where they played the orangutan.
Hang on, I know that episode. I mean, Steve Austin is actually trying to throw that bike.
Yeah, he's trying to his eyebrows down.
Yeah, that's kind of like Lee Majors there. At least the hair does.
It's half Lee Majors, half Patrick McGowan.
Yeah, and
all
you bike builders out there, I bet you never put $6 million.
I am not a number. I am $6 million.
Bob says the snap kits are the worst. He says not pretty. Don't zoom.
Sorry, Bob.
Oh no, I'm gonna zoom. Everybody has their technique, and I like it. I mean, it's you. It's your creation, and that's what's important. That it's your creation, and we're showing it off and all its glory. And hey, you know what? I'm even tempted to do one of these, and I'm sure I'm going to get it all wrong the first time. But you're doing much better than most. So, Bob, you're allowed to say bad things about your own work, but we just think it's great. So
nobody should ever have their work zoomed in on.
No.
Well, I would say their faces shouldn't be zoomed in on, their own faces. Like when you first came on, I happened to be leaning forward, and you said, "What did you say?" There's a pretty face. I'd have my glasses on, so my bags were showing, my luggage was showing under my eyes. So,
I was saying there was too much forehead.
But so if you send me for. I only do this for the Hangout folks. The community folks are welcome to it, but they're only going to know about this either word of mouth on the communities. If you watch, I only announce it here. The shop cards. This is last year's shop card, and this is this year's shop card.
The world of difference.
Well, this is actually the Hangout shop card without the on-air Hangouts on it.
Yes,
I like the one on the left.
it's the world.
Who's left?
See what I did there? It's a world of difference.
Mm-hmm. I like the one with the earth in it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'll probably be working on something for next year, see what it'll come out to be. But anyway, if this is the first time you're going to ask for these, I'll send them, no cost to you. This is sent to you as a thank you for watching the Hangouts. So send your snail mail address to my email address at scratchinjackmodels@gmail.com. I am also on Messenger. I think it's Scratch and Jack. I'm not even sure because I got a few messages.
Last time I checked, it was still Scratching Jack.
Okay.
Last time I checked.
On Messenger. Okay, so I've gotten a few requests this time around. So if it's the first time, you'll get both. If it's you got this last year, you're getting two of these. And the reason why is I figured you'll do what Randall does, is frame his, hangs it up on the wall, and then use the other one for your photo shoots. See?
That is correct. That is correct.
Moving on. Speaking of Randall, so I guess the Emperor had reconsidered. How you doing, Randall?
Hey!
Hey, I want to be known as the benevolent Emperor of the Hangouts.
Oh boy, I just wish I had more to show from the last time.
Oh, this is how you thank us, Randall. Thank you very much.
Very much.
I know. I was all prepared to be saying something along the lines of, "Yep, last in line, and by all means, the least." Anyway, I kind of hit a bit of a modeling block over the last 2 weeks. Practically nothing done. I just couldn't get the rest.
There's a cure. There's a pretty good cure to that blockage. Just take some roughage.
Yep. Yeah, brown flakes for breakfast. Yep.
In the morning.
Because I don't want to say what you look like all the time, but take some roughage.
Aren't you glad you got
in this case, and I don't know why.
From there.
Okay, we've gone from benevolent emperor to making fun of Randall with roughage. Okay, fair enough. All right.
Yeah, the building processes have ground to a halt, or very, very much a slowdown. But fortunately, the purchases didn't slow down. I picked up a few.
Oh, you're in hoarding season.
Oh yeah.
Be very, very quiet.
Oh,
We're hunting.
you know my thing about yellow and stuff like that. Well, I just went and got this.
Oh, I thought you were going to pull up the yellow submarine.
Not quite, yeah. But it has a yellow wing, or at least upper wing surface.
F4, F4, B4.
That's it. Between the
Actually, that's more like an orange.
Yeah,
First time I saw that, I saw FAB, Fab 4, like it was a Thunderbirds.
Wow. It's amazing. He's gone from you graduated from yellow to orange. Yeah, that's great.
Pretty soon you'll be ready for red.
He's getting all the translucent colors out of the way.
Working his way up the old spectrum. Oh, neat.
Oh, cool.
Hello.
It's a I didn't even know it existed.
Oh, short.
Until I saw it in another Facebook group, but I'll not mention that here. That one's
Is that a garage kit?
No, it's Eastern Express, a Russian company.
Okay, it looked like it didn't look like
they're only more famous for repopping the old British company Frog kits that were sold to them in the 70s, but they've more recently they branched out into doing their own kits.
But,
there's no expense.
We had one of those things flying in and out of our airport here for a few years. Don't know what happened to it now, but it's not there now.
What piqued my interest in it is that the airplane itself was actually built here in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
By Shorts Brothers.
Looks like a dolphin.
Oh, it's a boxy, unconventional looking aircraft.
Yeah, that's what I like about it.
Like a flying boxcar type thing.
Yeah. Its predecessor was the Shorts Skyvan, and Skyvan pretty much sums it up. It was like a van that just had wings and a couple engines.
A transit van with wings.
Pretty much, yep. And it's just a bigger version with more seats.
Oh, well, yeah. So Short is the name of the company, not a descriptor of the plane.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay. Well, actually, the first one, was pretty short, but this one was a bit longer.
Yeah.
Shorts actually had a long history of building airplanes for the RAF. They built the first 4-engined heavy bomber for the RAF, the Sterling.
Yeah.
They also built the big 4-engined flying boat, the Sunderland.
Ooh.
The name does not instill confidence, though. We wanted to came up short.
I must admit, Randall, I did see some of your photos from the air show you went to, and I must admit that Red Arrows photo that you took with the cross and stuff, that was like that. Yeah, like that one. That was a good shot.
But more luck than anything else, I just I put the camera on sport mode and just followed one aircraft. Click, 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 and then when I looked back on them, I hoped that one of them clicked at the right time. Unfortunately,
when was that? Was that earlier on this year, or
no?
Was that last week?
Last weekend.
Oh, so that's why you went around.
That's where actually I picked up the Boeing F4B. It was at on sale for £10, and I think they normally go for anywhere between £40 to £50.
Wow,
good
deal.
And did I see Wayne's got a plane up now? Wayne did a plane, as in Wayne Lazenby.
No, it can't be a plane. Must have been a flying tank.
Well, I don't know. It looked like a P-38 Lightning to me.
Pretty much, it was Mosquito.
Mosquito.
Yeah.
So that's what it was.
Twin engine, medium bomber, high speed.
I thought it looked like a flaming P-38 Lightning, the one that Wayne did.
No, it's nicknamed the Wooden Wonder because the airframe was laminated wood.
Yeah.
We had the Mosquito over here during World War II. And it proved to be an asset because we had the Kitty Hawk, the Spitfire, the Typhoon, and all of them. And the Spitfire and the Typhoon and the Hurricane was some of the best aircraft we had, next to the Sea Fury and stuff like that. Oh, and the Boomerang too.
Yeah. I also picked up this.
Oh my God! I haven't seen one of them in a long time, especially Matchbox. $2 or £2?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
£2.
£2.
That's
not bad.
Decals.
That looks like a.
Essentially, it's a single-seat version of the aircraft that the Red Arrows fly. They fly.
Looks like a
two-seat Hawk trainers. This was kind of like a single-seat light fighter.
Matchbox haven't done models for a long time.
Light fighter trainer, yeah.
That looks like an 80s, 90s type thing.
Oh, it is, yeah.
He's so
Very,
cute.
very much so. This one, I came across something that said 1982 or something like that.
Packaging looks 70s-ish.
And
I've never seen. I had to be honest. I haven't seen a Matchbox kit in over 30 years.
one of Matchbox's traits at the time were that they molded everything in two colors, or in this case, two shades of green.
Oh, really?
Wow. But I wonder what the fit was like.
It actually wasn't too bad. I don't remember harming too much filler when I was making Matchbox kits years ago.
I mean, I don't know in Australia, but we had the Matchbox cars. I don't think we had the Matchbox kits though. I can't remember. I haven't seen one in years. As I said, I haven't seen one in years.
Let's shorten the interior detail. Pretty much the interior detail was the seat and the control column, and that was about it.
Yeah.
At 172nd, there probably isn't a lot of room.
Well, I'll tell you what. In the 172 Tomcat that I've got, I mean, you've got the cockpit, you got the frame and the two ejection seats. Then you've got it's just this thing. I'm looking at this thing and I'm going, how am I going to get this done?
Right. More recently, I've been trying to get out of the block, not by just buying more kits, but I had this sitting in the shelf of shame.
The shelf of shame.
The Tiger Moth. Beautiful.
D82.
Beautiful aircraft.
Oh, Tiger Moth? Yeah.
It's one
We had them as trainers.
Yeah.
We had them as trainers in World War II and World War One before we got the first jet trainer.
It's one I had started some time ago, and then it got abandoned. But I did manage to.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good start.
That's one side.
Very clean.
Yeah. Was there another joystick? If that was a trainer, if I remember correctly, they had two
And dual
joysticks.
control. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you are.
One for yeah, they are. Yeah.
Then you
Doing a little bit of photo etch with my other nemesis. Photo etch combined with super glue.
Yeah.
I would love to find the guy that actually came up with the term super glue and shoot him. Because it never lives up to either part of its name, to be honest. I did get a photo etch.
I'm such and such, and I invented photo etch. Oh, so you're the one who did it, huh?
Yeah.
One
After I started the kit, I bought a photo etch set for it, and it actually comes with these tiny little instrument panels.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, there's not much of an instrument panel on the real
Not
thing.
much of it.
Yeah,
It wasn't much of
I think there's all about like 4 instruments altogether.
Yeah. I think 3 gauges. I think that's it on the IP.
But I'd already had made a start on it with just the kit decals and the kit instrument panels, but
Yeah.
That's some tiny work.
Very tiny. I can't even see that.
I added little
Tiny.
drops of clear varnish to for the glass.
The instruments, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's another thing that I've heard about is that someone uses, like it's a bright, for the Rio, for the Tomcat, they use a green, a bright green drop of paint or something for the screens. If I remember correctly.
If you want to simulate a lit screen, usually a bit of silver paint with clear green over it would do it. But as most most of those multifunction or multifunction display screens, whenever they're switched off, they're usually, like, think of your computer screen.
They're black, yeah.
Yeah.
You can get away with that if the thing's barred down. But no, bit of silver and then clear green over it. Especially in 72 scale, you'll get away
What's
with
the
that.
point? What's the point of doing it?
I don't know. Like I say, 72.
I know one thing. I know one thing's for sure with that F-14. I'm going to have to get a smallish weight.
Look at that.
I'm going to have to get a smallish weight for the front because it's so back heavy. The 14. It's just not funny. Oh bloody hell! That is small.
Nice.
That is small.
Yeah, that would make me give up for a while, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that less said about the pilots, the better, because they'll never find their way. Especially the guy, this guy here. He seems to have his legs chopped off. I don't know
Yeah.
I'm legless. I'm legless.
maybe that was Douglas Batter.
I think you're being discriminatory against the differently abled there.
Well, that's probably the rear pilot, isn't it? The legs
It
chopped
could
off.
be,
Yeah, because his feet went under the seat of the
yep,
front pilot.
probably that.
That's what you get for kicking the back of my seat.
Give me that damn chainsaw.
I was thinking maybe I could save the pilot and put him into a Spitfire and say he's Douglas Batter.
Yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear.
That's
That's
it.
that's me. Yeah, I did
You know,
I did
you
say I had the least to show, like, so.
I've noticed something. When you're last, you talk a lot less, and when you're coming up in ahead of the line, you talk a lot more. I mean, I think there's something to that.
Everybody else's talk, before me, and of whatever they've talked about, I could add to it. You know what I mean?
Right. I just want to show everybody what kind of sense of humor you have on Facebook there. Yes, Model Stash. And there's another thing I want to make a comment about this particular post. It's posts like this that amuse me the best. Model Stash, always room for one more. And Colin here had a good time. It's like, is that all? Not enough. Show off. And I had to chime in too. I said, I wonder why you never see a modeler on TV on the TV show Hoarders. And for all the spouses that are out there that we all have, your spouse, your wife Kathy, participates every now and again, and she said the right thing because you can't find them behind their stash. So I think you better come up for air there, Randall, and reintroduce yourself to your wife.
Wait a minute, married?
What's that?
When did that happen?
But the first, I'm going to get to Lou. Lou's going to be somewhere in the middle there, but first I'm going, because I have this up only because my computer's so fast, and I'm going to bring this up. This is a Facebook, community cover. This is Justin. Justin Rogers. Justin Rogers. I'm not sure how new of a member he is, but I picked this for two reasons. He is not dependent upon a diorama to show off his work because his work is that good. It shows for itself. That's my point. I like the subtleness of the shading of this. The subtleness is amazing.
It's an Arctic diorama.
And then aside from that, we haven't had armor in a while as a community cover, but this is not. It isn't getting a little pixely here to zoom in, but certainly you get the idea that the shading is subtle and it's actually quite wonderful. So thank you, Justin, for building the build and posting the post so you can become this time around's community covers. So that's for armor. So moving on, let's talk to Jim. Jim is Jim. Hi, Jim.
Hi. Yeah,
Hi,
it's been
Jim.
very quiet week
Hi, Jim.
here because it's been as humid as heck. It's just finally broke today, so we'll see what get. Last weekend got nothing done because it was con weekend, so I was away all weekend pretty much. And
You picked up a few things too.
I did pick up a few.
Yes, he did.
You picked up a few little gals, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, what he does on his own time, Jack, is his own business. We don't drag our people. We don't drag our members through the mud here.
You mean these gals?
Those gals, yep.
Yeah, I got the picked up the pinup set. Don't know whenever I'll build it, but I got it anyway. So whole set. So got that for a future build. And
Plastic models of models. Okay.
yes, and I picked up a 172 Heltzer.
That's an interesting design too.
Hmm.
It's like no nonsense here.
Yeah, very basic.
A gun on a track.
This one I want to build on a pith, so as a mini diorama type thing. So.
The advantage those tanks had, they were lower profile than the turreted ones.
Yeah, these were built as a low profile.
And the disadvantage was
vehicle.
you had to turn the whole tank to aim the gun.
Yeah, it's pretty much mobile artillery as opposed to a tank.
Not built for comfort, I'll tell you that.
No, but it's meant to be fast, and
Yeah.
it was fast on a low profile, so it could hide in the bushes, as you say.
What scale was that, Jim?
What car? That's a Hatzer.
No, 172nd.
172nd.
That's going to be a small tank.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's going to be built on a what we call a pith.
Oh, right. Okay.
I've got which base is probably only about that big, but then you can do a little bit of diorama thing on that type thing.
Are those regular tires in between the front and back treads?
No, it's typical wheels for a Chapman drive.
Randall's showing something off.
I was going to say it'll be about that size.
Yeah, actually a little smaller.
Wow.
It's smaller than a Sherman.
Wow, that's small.
But typical for a Chapman drive. This big wheels, big steel wheels with
Okay.
rubber bogies. Yeah. So other than that, that's all I've got this week. Short and sweet.
Oh, short and sweet, eh? I'm starting to talk like a Canadian. I just noticed. I actually say that a lot. I don't know how I picked that up, but I guess I got that picked up pretty well. Anyway, that's it. Come on, Jim. You got to do better than that.
Well,
Sorry, I don't want to put you on the spot.
You'll get more out of me tomorrow than you will today, probably.
Oh, well, that's true. That's true. Okay, I'll leave you off the hook then because of tomorrow. I'm trying to bring something up here.
Hopefully it's not your lunch.
I've got a blank screen here. Am I still around?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still see it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, there I am. Okay, here we go. Wayne, our man Wayne. I'm just going to do a quick one on this one before heading into Carwin's work here. Nope, right there. Wayne is doing, what is this? Randall, you gushed over it.
It's a mosquito.
Yeah.
I'm with Randall.
There we go.
Yep. Beautiful airplane.
Yeah.
And those
That's a beautiful photo of it too.
Yeah, the beautiful shop cards are also distracting from it too. So
Yeah, I can barely. They're blinding me. I can barely see.
Here we go.
Flying off into the sunset.
The I have to
Yeah,
admit,
this is actually quite nice.
that or the Spitfire, two favorite airplanes. And,
Yeah. I
I think he's trying to get on your good side, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm saving these. Believe it or not, they haven't, because I've had a couple of curveballs thrown at me when it comes to community covers lately. So, yeah.
That is a beautiful aircraft, Wayne. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
So Wayne
Very well
Lazenby, he typically shows up on a Sunday hangout. But sometimes he makes it on a Saturday.
Well, sometimes he makes it.
Yeah.
Sometimes he makes it.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Where am I at? Here I am. This member, Carwin Morris, that Welshman, is probably the most extraordinary modeler I have seen, and I'm going to leave this up to you, Lou, to gush all over it. And be sure to put your bib on or something. Protect that.
Let me get my drool cup out, because that picture, as beautiful as it is, does not do it justice. That is probably the single best scratch built kit or scratch built model I have ever seen, and I've seen some good ones. This is outside of a movie studio or TV studio model shop, hands down the most professional thing I have ever seen.
Now Callan's getting the big head.
And it is, well, he deserves it.
Yeah.
Well, don't we all? But the size of that thing, I mean, it's a good, the body of it is a good foot, 14 inches long, plus the net on the front. It is, and every square inch of it is just meticulous. You could put that on front. You could put that on in front of a camera for an episode today. That's how gorgeous that thing is.
And look at those windows. That's incredible.
That's what astounds me. And they're all lined up. I mean, how do you get in there I can understand scratching the paint to make the light come out, but how do you do that and keep them all not only in a straight line, but then move down the floor and then do that again, and then move down the floor and do that again? Those aren't places where you can really put a straight edge up to it to do that.
No, I just wish somebody would see Carwin's talents and, a manufacturer, and sort of do some molds of his.
Yeah, look at that. I can understand if you're talking about the one that is the farthest out, and maybe you can lay a straight edge on it. But in the recesses, how do you put a little straight line guide inside those recesses to scratch? I mean, it's astounding.
Well, what Carmen's told me is that it takes a lot of time.
Oh yeah.
A lot of time.
Yeah, but even so, the speed at which he got this thing done is amazing too, with all of everything else that he was going through at the same time.
Could you imagine though, if a manufacturer, snapped his work up, started making these sort of kits that he makes, because they're really good.
But the problem solving and the self-manufacturing and the yes, I'll make one and then I'll cast up, the duplicates, or I'll 3D print something. It's just astounding.
Yeah, that it is.
Astounding. The photography there is a little bit wonky,
A little J.J. Abrams.
A little bit too lens flary. Actually, that goes further back. That's kind of like Babylon 5 lens flare.
Oh.
But yeah, other than that, no, I wish I had 1/10 of the skills this man has. Mm-hmm. Luckily, I have more hair. That's about the only thing I can beat him on.
Well, maybe that's why.
And better luck on bicycles. That's about the only thing I can beat him on.
His brain is being kept cool so he can keep a cool head in doing something like this.
Yeah.
Certainly I wouldn't have a cool head doing this. So this here is the community cover for the Google Plus community,
and
for obvious reasons. And he's done videos. I've seen a couple of his videos and the progress of this.
He did a 10-part series on this, and boy, was it informative. Just sitting there and watching how he solved the problems and how he came up with things was astounding.
As far as I know, he is the only scratch builder that does in-depth videos. A lot of people do in-depth videos of kits and stuff.
Right.
But when it comes to scratch building, he does, like when he did the Star Trek TOS shuttle.
He did the shuttle, yeah.
He did the same thing there, too. So he's, yeah, and like you said, he comes up with these problems and he shows you the resolutions of them, which is more informative than anything else, because basically in a scratch build, you put yourself into that position, whether deliberately or most likely not deliberately, but you got to find your way out of those things.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, since you have that in your possession, we talked enough about, I don't want to talk about Carwin anymore. He pisses me off. He's so damn good. So what have you been doing? I'm trying to keep up with your videos, even though you publish once a week, and you know how busy I am when I'm trying to even keep up with you. Yeah, eat your prayers and say your vegetables. I thought that was a very interesting thing that you said on your video. Eat your prayers. That's pretty funny. But you're doing the Reliant build, and I'm just trying to get up to your level of ability. So, you know.
Well, you know, you have to start with a wasted youth of lots of drinking.
And Heath will never forgive you. Oh no, that's not you. That's Tony McCash. Okay, it's got it.
Well.
So you're done.
No,
Right?
I've got more decals to work on, and I've got the area where the roll bar comes down and joins. There's a joint on either side that I've got to clean up and dress up and put the final decals on there. But yeah, I would say I'm in the 90s. I'm in the 90 percentile to being done.
Get it done. Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. So if you want to know what we're talking about, this is the 350 scale Reliant build. He took a 350 refit, and he had aftermarket parts to make a 350 refit into a 350 Reliant. I'll tell you what, the beginning of his build, it looked like a disaster happening, looked like a train wreck. But look at this now. It's certainly not that. So this is
about 15 pounds.
Yeah, well, that's because the steel plates in it. You got like a barbell in there.
Yeah.
You got like a barbell in there.
You never need to work out. Lift that thing.
What's that, Randall?
Louis would never have to work out as long as he keeps having to lift that. And
yeah, I thought he dropped a few pounds there.
Oof.
Ooh, the bunny shot. Ooh.
I don't know has been seen, but
Oh, that's nice.
Just so that you know, Lou, that Carwin says he's not losing his hair; he's just shaving on shampoo. So there you go.
Okay. See, always practical, that guy.
And you made him blush. What did you do? What did you do to make him blush?
I pointed out his obvious genius.
Oh, okay.
So
and he says to you about your build looks fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Are you gonna put that in your display room, Luke?
Yes, sir. I've got a spot picked out next to the red dwarf. That red dwarf is taking center stage right now in the display room.
I thought you would have put the Reliant next to the Refit Enterprise, but
I'm going to build a refit to go next to the Reliant. I don't have one in my stash in my possession currently.
Oh, so you thought you'd do the Reliant first?
Well, this garage kit is it interests me because it was a garage kit and unusual and out of the normal. Refits.
I might know someone who would be willing to part with one of theirs.
With one of their what?
Refits.
Oh, I've got a stash of refits.
Oh, do you? Oh, okay. I thought you said that you needed a refit.
No, I need to build one. I haven't built one since they originally came out.
I know I need one.
Oh, okay.
I think that's hint, hint.
No, it's not a hint.
And his birthday's in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a hint. That's not a hint. If it was a hint, I'd be going wink, wink.
Yeah. Nudge, nudge, say no more.
Say no more. Not too much of a wink, pull blind back.
So y'all tune in to the Google Plus community to check out Lou's videos and work there. So is that it, Lou?
That's been my week. It's been eat, sleep, build reliant. Eat, sleep, build reliant.
Relying. Oh, and pick up a package.
Retirement is so harsh, isn't it?
It's not for the timid. It's not for the timid.
All the faint of heart.
Exactly. It takes.
There lies the difference, Lou. When you retired, your output increased exponentially. When I retired, my increase dropped.
Well, that's just poor planning.
Yep.
Poor retirement planning, yes.
See, that's the difference between Lou and Randall, you see. Lou's got all the plans and everything all organized. Randall, on the other hand, block. Don't know what to do.
You'll notice, outside of the flying sub, I've never painted anything yellow.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't have anything to really show between us and them being the other timid guy. Phil, how you doing, Phil?
Yeah, look, I'm a lot better. Doing all right. Let's move this out.
Okay, a lot better. How's better? Okay.
It's always an improvement, isn't it?
No, that certainly is.
Yeah. Another improvement is I've actually managed to get some modelling done.
No.
I have.
You're kidding, right?
I have. Yes. Yes. We've got very close to the finish now.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know that.
Millennium Falcon.
I got that one right down here.
Yep.
That would be your
builds up into it.
Force Awakens version.
It's the Force Awakens version. I was having a thought while I was at the model show last weekend about maybe not doing it as a Force Awakens one.
Scratch building a new antenna.
No, I was thinking. Well, my thoughts were removing the antenna altogether, putting some damaged stuff in it, and displaying it coming out of the port,
out of the Death Star,
out of the Death Star, just as it's blowing up. There you go. There's the
well.
Mm-hmm.
That looked really well.
Oh, that looks good. Yeah,
not a scratched edition.
So
yeah, not a scratch. My foot. He knocked off the flaming antenna.
Yeah. So I don't know whether it shows up on there. I've just been putting a bit of oil wash on there.
Oh, I can see.
How do you like that? How do you like oil washes as opposed to acrylic washes?
Well, they all have their part. I do prefer using oil washes for streaking and that.
Does the dry time bother you?
No, because if you look, it's mostly been cleaned off. So you just slight streaks. I mean, it's a bit washed out on here anyway, but no, the drying time isn't a problem. No, I mean.
So where's the on switch for the light?
Right. The on switch for the light. Let's take the battery box off. I didn't even show you that, did I? I got one of those. It holds two coin batteries. And if you notice the little pip just there.
Yeah.
That's a switch.
Yeah, he's that battery holder
in there
switch on it.
and switch it off.
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
And it fits in there just nicely. It does. the batteries don't last a full show, unfortunately. I have to replace them about halfway through. But I've been told that probably I've got cheap batteries and maybe some better ones might last longer. But yeah, the only issue I've got with this doing that Return of the Jedi version is I need Lando Calrissian and Nien Nunb to go in it.
Oh.
Well, you
Well,
can always get Lando Falcon.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking actually because I could probably modify because the little figure that goes with this of Han Solo, I bet I could modify that up to look like Lando.
Oh yeah.
And let's say Nien Nunb, I could probably change one of the other figures. It might take a little bit of sculpting.
Yeah.
They are rather small.
Yeah,
So,
and it's really
Yeah,
you put his red flight suit on him, and it's going to be ugly.
Yeah. Put the red flight suit on and the leather. Is it a leather?
Yeah, it's a leather vest.
Helmet.
Yeah.
Is it?
Leather flight helmet, leather vest.
Yeah, you have some work in progress pictures here that you posted on the Google Plus community. And is this what you mean by oil wash?
No, actually, that was all done with acrylics, and I just did a little bit of an ink wash with acrylic. To sort of, but I've also used. Not in that shot, but later on, I was also using Tamiya panel line accent color, which I didn't just go around the panel lines. I went around the detail in the side channels and that as well. And the beauty of this is the dark brown one. It dries to a really subtle shade, so it's not really stark like the black. It's it gives it tone rather than in your face, sort of.
Yeah, the black ones are good if you're doing like an anime figure where the black line is obvious. But I like the browns and the grays for ships.
Yeah, as I say, that's without, and the last in the other one, the last post I put up was with, and it just sort of it just picks out the detail without it, as you say, being completely in your face.
I have to admit, whenever that particular swear word company, sorry, Jack, when they brought out those Falcon kits, I had I kind of wondered why they did the mandibles separate. You built the mandibles first up, and then you built the hamburger halves into it. But if you look at where the mandible goes in, you actually get a good undercut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's actually a gap.
Yeah.
The armored panel goes down.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be movable, so that it's expected there be a bit of a gap there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get my hands on that Flaming B-Wing, I'll tell you that.
I love the work he did in that.
My order is in on that.
I love the work he did on that well there.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was trying to work from references. I couldn't find any decent references, so I just made it up and thought, well, okay. But various combinations of different metals. There's like, what is it? Brass.
Brass, copper.
Actually, Mr. Hobby brass. There's some Vallejo steel, and I did some aluminium, and a bit of jet exhaust as well, which is like a burnt steel effect.
Right.
And then obviously sort of greys as well.
And your blaster impacts are pretty cool too.
If you notice the scratch marks behind the dish where the dish goes, that's not on any of the models.
No, that's from the dish getting knocked off.
That's basically what I was trying to simulate was the damage, the impact damage from the dish getting knocked off.
Yeah, you should tear up that hole a little bit, or where the mounting hole is.
Yeah. It's
So
a piece of junk.
Yeah. So I could easily make an insert where it's like it just sits in there and just has all sort of bits of broken wiring and twisted metal.
Yeah, where the mount's broken off. Yeah,
where the mount's broken off.
Another thing I noticed too is that these ports up here are different too.
That's before I put in the mesh screens.
Yeah, they got.
Oh, really? Oh, that's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, but these are the kit parts. They're just solid plastic mesh screens, but you can get photo etch.
Yeah.
To go over those. Oh, night, Heath.
Good night, Heath.
Good night, Heath.
Night, Heath.
Night, guys.
But yeah, I wasn't really in a position to purchase the etch set from Green Strawberry.
Ooh.
Is that what? Is that a name I shouldn't have mentioned there?
No, it's just, get it from Paul. Get it from Paul.
I was going to say, Louis, he meant Paragraphics.
Yeah.
Oh, Paragraphics. Yes. Paragraphics I meant.
Yeah. Buy American.
Yeah, but as I say, I wasn't financially in a position to, couldn't really justify going with the photo etch route, and you don't tend to see those things underneath the, on the studio models anyway.
No, I think that was a fancy bit of speculation at the time.
I think originally
that cool shape with the kids.
Yep, I think they actually put fans under there because obviously it was like tungsten lighting and halogen lighting.
Yeah,
and I think they actually put fans under those vents, and they were actual vents that they used to.
Well, depending on the size, depending on the size of the model, the filming model. Yeah. That's the thing about the Falcon. There were so many different versions of it for different shots and this and that you could pick and choose the details you wanted from each of the kits, or each of the models. It's not a definitive.
No, they all differ, and yeah.
Well, Carwin made mention on the chat that what bothers him is the battery holders is the placement of the switch next to the wires. He'd wish they put the wires or switch on one of the sides. What does that mean?
Oh, the switch is right next to the wiring and coming out of the battery holder.
I see. That's just the manufacturer cheap way of doing
things.
Yeah. I think it limits your options on where you can place the battery holder and take advantage of that switch.
Well, maybe you can maybe do a switch elsewhere. I mean, that's
you have to put a separate switch, I think, then separate switch elsewhere.
Short circuit that one and put another switch somewhere else.
Right. That's very good work there, Mr. Phil.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the patience of Job. I certainly don't have that kind of patience. That's my point. I'm done with this kit. Crash.
Talking about patience.
I hung in there for a whole year on the 72 scale Falcon, but I don't know if I did it. But anyway, long and short of it, you show meticulous attention to the detail, and you're patient with that. So if it's not the truth, then just leave us in fantasy world on that one.
I'll just get angry and throw it across the room at you. Yeah.
There you go. Is that everything?
I think that's about everything. I did put my order in for the new B-Wing last night. So
did you?
So that's going to be arriving within the month.
Yeah, Cult TV Man, I put in my reservation for the Kelvin. I'm kind of curious on that one. So we'll see. But I'm I'm okay with Star Wars, I guess. I'll build them. But since we're going to be, Jim and I are going to be talking about figures, I'd love to have this guy on. Mark, if you're watching now or in rerun, we're talking about figures tomorrow on a Sunday Hangout. It'd be great if you want to be up late at night talking about figures. So this is one of his current projects he's getting into, and he's showing us on the Facebook community. But what kind of amuses me about this is he labeled it as a conversation starter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm going to scroll down and show you the conversation. Where am I? Conversation. There's no conversation. Everybody's like giving a reaction. Okay. Jim, you know who this is? I'm sure you do.
I'm not sure who the character is at this point. It may not be. It may be a game character, in which case I'm not that up on all the game characters.
Okay.
Or an original design.
Okay, so maybe I'll do this. Comment. See how quick my computer can do this. Okay.
Who dis?
Start the conversation as a starter.
Who is she?
Yeah,
Who dis? Who dis?
Who that?
Who is she? Do you have her number?
More importantly,
I think that should start conversation. Anyhow, moving forward, a latecomer. That would be Jamie. How you doing, Jamie?
Hi guys. I'm sorry I haven't been with you for a little while. I've been
got this distinction of being last now.
Sorry. No, I haven't. I just took a break from the actual building and modelling in general. It was the summertime and I had things to do, so I took a bit of a break from it. And when I finishing the Enterprise, took it out of me a little bit. So I was just so relieved that everything went to plan with that, and I just needed a break. So that's why I've not been on. And that's why I've not been. But I have been watching the reruns of the show, so I have kept up with what everybody's been doing. But I'm back on the bench now, and I'm just continuing with the work on my brother-in-law's Voyager. So I've managed to drill most of those out now. So up to that, and I've got these bits stuck in, and those bits stuck in, and but it's, as you know, to anybody who's built the Voyager, it's a slow process when you're doing these B windows.
Yeah,
it's a pain in the ass. Yeah, I'm making a video series on that one. I think John Petrie, Petrie. Come on. He's doing that too.
Yeah, John's done quite a few of the Voyagers. He's quite.
David Lazenby too.
Huh?
David Lazenby's doing one more recently too.
Yes.
Yes, I think he is. But I'd like to thank you guys for the comments on the Enterprise. I mean, there's been a hell of a lot and a lot of hits on it, and I thought, God, I'm shocked because I was quite surprised. I just posted it up because I was so relieved that it worked.
You finally beat your fears.
I was sitting down the other day and I had it on, as you do. And I can't show it you because it's downstairs and it's just too big on that base to bring up. It's just huge. And I was switching it on the other day and I was thinking, God, how much has this thing really cost me? With the lighting kits and the kits itself and the mistakes and the things going wrong. And if I was to look back at the very beginning when I started doing it, and I thought, God, would I have ever entered into it if I'd known what the fully cost would have cost me? But at the end of the day, you know, I finally got one, and I finally got it up and running, and I'm very, very happy with it. It's, you know, it's.
And you did it yourself.
And I did it myself. Yes, all from scratch. So it's like, I'm quite proud of that. They are those big enterprises, refit and the toss. The toss looks a lot easier than the refit. I suppose it is, because I've had a go at both. But you know, they are big kits, and it's a lot of work on either kit for the alterations of when you're doing them, putting them together. And the slightest little thing can go wrong with it, and it'll spoil the overall look of the model you're building. So for anybody that's attempting or going to build the refit or the toss, you know, my only advice from my own experiences of doing it is make sure you've done a lot of prep work on it and studied the model itself before you even attempt doing it. But apart from that, Jack, I've not really done much. I've just been working on the Voyager, so it's short and sweet today, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. Just keep in mind that Carwin seems to be able to put places. He says, don't complain about doing those windows. He got you beat. Well, gee, you know what? I don't think he's boasting at all because he's Welsh. What do you think? But well, no, the windows carving, you get good after a while. I actually started doing the Enterprise C, which has like 1,000 maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got through it all. I mean, after a while, yeah, it's a color yellow for me. That's my color yellow. So anyway, I didn't think I was going to get back a response right away, but Mark said, okay. I said, I'll start the conversation as a starter. Who is she? Do you have her number? She is called Scat Hatch, or Scott Hatch, or Skate Hatch.
Oh, Scott Hatch. Okay, yeah, she's from Fate Stay Night series.
Okay, from the card game and
From the
anime
game.
Fate Grand Order.
Yeah.
But Mark, we don't have her phone number.
Well, the international charges alone.
Oh, that's all the way to Japan.
Yes.
Yeah, she's from the game, not in any of the anime series for that yet. Yeah.
Oh, that explains that. For me, well, duh, look what I've been doing. And I posted, and you know, I got to admit though, Jamie, I agree with you. I posted a picture of this thing. I stood in the corner there and held my camera up way as high as I could to take a picture of the aerial view to get this entire thing in one shot. I had to buy I wanted to buy a tool for a long time, and that was a driver, screw, because I don't use nails. I can't swing a hammer. My thumbs thank me for it. And so I use screws for everything, or glue. And I needed a driver because I was using a drill, so switching out the drill bit with the screwdriver bit was just getting too much. I'm getting too old for that stuff. And let's see. I went to Home Depot. Where'd it go?
See, it's not the building so much; it's the way you've painted that wood grain that looks so amazingly real.
Yeah. Let's see. It says here. No, I found the drill, but not the driver. The driver must be downstairs. It's Ryobi, and Home Depot sells it exclusively. Ryobi sells through, well, whatever, and they change their colors from the blue, a Makita blue, to this green. And I like the green so much. I like green. Green happens to be one of my favorite colors. And so that's what the frame is. And Matt saw it. He's like, ew, you really want that? That's kind of bright. It's neon green is what it is. It's neon green. When I came up into this room, being that this room is so beige, It looks great. I think it's great. But one of the things the reason I'm building this thing too, and I didn't want to ruin those tables I had, little components to it, and everything was on my workbench, and nothing had a home. And I was like, I want to do bigger builds, like a 350 build, and I just needed more space. As you were saying on your Reliant build, you needed more space for it.
It's a hog. It takes up space.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this. And I also wanted to build something that I can kind of customize and figure where the home is for everything. If you look on my shelves, everything is up there. My shelves are, I don't know, my room is a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because of this, and you can see right here, over my shoulder, nothing has really a home. And downstairs, I have this old foam core box, and the foam core I think was 32 by 40 that was in it. So it's a pretty large box, about this deep, and it has these drawings in it that I want to bring up and start doing scratch building too. And there was no way that I was going to bring them up and store them in a particularly nice way. Although I haven't finished this yet, I've got my polyurethane ready to go, and I'm going to put hinges on this. I'm going to open this up like one of those school desks.
Look at you!
No hinges yet, but there will be. And let's see if we can move this over and get look down inside. I got this angle iron in here to put a bottom to this, so there's probably about depth that much. And right up there is another opening for maybe smaller compartments for maybe things like a hot glue gun, tools and things that I use
sporadically.
Sporadically, and then Matt says, well, if you got something on here and then you lift it up, isn't things going to slide? Well, yeah, that's true. Maybe later I'm going to get some actuators for it to lift up so I can get underneath it. We'll see how that works. I've spent enough money on this. This is costing me already $500 because of all these tries that I've been trying to work through. I got like lumber here. I got lumber downstairs. So been many tries, many plans. Long and short of it, this is where I'm at with this. And during this time, I had a discussion with somebody. And I had to buy one more for my stash, and I hadn't actually talked about this yet. And this is a +1 to my stash.
Oh, your GTO.
Yeah, the one with the horizontal lights. That's what I was like. Oh, there's one with the horizontal lights. I didn't know that. So yeah, they told me 64. Look it up, and there it is. And so this is going into the stash. In fact, this is probably going to be one of the things I want to build for sure. So in the stash it goes. And also, I have that Halloween vulture back there. And whenever I was working mandatory overtime, I had that on top of my cubicle to protest mandatory overtime. And he's the, his name is George. George. George the Vulture, the overtime vulture. So when overtime ended, he came home. And I got all these kind of knickknacks I'm going to decorate the room with. And this is going to be, you should see the crap that I found down in the basement. That's going to be really cool. I'm going to turn this terracotta Aztec-y thing into a lamp. I do need, because I do get dressed here in the morning on my way to work, and I need like a little light I can turn on. I don't want a bright light because I get up now and it's dark. When I leave here, it's dark. Oh my gosh, winter is coming. So it is back to really building. I'm hoping I can get this. This polyurethane thing is going to take a while. But yep, I'll be back in the swing of things very shortly too. In fact, I've got a Trans Am build that I'm trying to finish. So,
Jack, you're right. You're right about the benches for the big ones because they're okay when you're doing the small pieces to them. But when you actually get the ship together on those enterprises, you need a big bench to turn them around for the finesse painting.
Yeah. Well, see, the recessed area right there, that's going to be where the computer's going. And this wall is going to be a display wall. I don't know about this wall here, but this is definitely going to be a display wall. See, I can't like Lou, so I have to pick a wall.
WWLD.
Can you? I get this feeling one of these days you're going to put addition on your addition.
I've just got a huge bedroom. I've converted into a model room.
Well, I mean, you guys in the UK.
No,
I mean, if
what's
you
going to happen,
you're going,
Jack, I think seriously what's going to happen is I'm going to take the display room, empty it out, move my bed and kitchen into that, and make that my living room.
Move into the rest of the house. Yeah.
And then flip the rest of the house into a display room.
there you go.
And then open a museum, Lou.
Be living in a tiny house, and the tiny house will be the addition, and then the rest of the house will be.
Well, may I ask, is it a 2-floor? Is it a 2-floor or single floor?
It's a single floor, but I could put a loft in it. It's got high ceilings.
Oh, really? So it's like a craftsman type of house.
Well, the addition, no, it's a brick ranch.
Okay.
But the addition is there's a 16-foot cube. I mean, it's 16 wide, 16 deep, but about 9 tall. So I could put a loft and a bed up on top of that.
So okay, that's just 16.
And when you get all your models together, Lou, you
that's 256 square feet.
Yeah.
How big is the house, square feet wise?
About 1,300.
Then flip the house.
Yeah.
Definitely. You'll have rooms now. You got the Star Trek room. You got Space 2001 room, and
wings for different genre.
Yeah. And then
and you know what? You can sell tickets.
Then you can do tours and charge people.
Yeah. Sure, Uncle Sam would love that.
Yeah, your taxes will be different too. I'm sure. I don't know how taxes are in North Carolina, but if you did addition like that here in Pennsylvania, you'll be taxed out the butt for doing it.
Oh yeah, my property tax went up for it.
Government encourages you to improve your properties, make it look nice, and make it bigger and more habitable. Oh, well. Yeah. I asked the question, what would make a good Halloween build between the two communities? I'm coming up with things like Mike Myers, even King Kong. Mike Myers, King Kong. But I think I come across something on eBay. I'm going to keep it under wraps only because I'm not sure if I can get it. So it is a car. So we'll go from there. I never seen one of these, and I haven't seen anybody actually do one. So I kind of want to be original. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and that's that. That's what I've been doing.
Got that Munster mobile.
It's not that one.
Or the Munster's house. That would be a good Halloween build.
That would be, yes. That would be. There's also the Psycho house, too. Tony McNash did that about 3 or 4 years ago.
There's also the Elvira on the couch.
Well, no, it's not Elvira on the couch. It is a car. I said it is a car. I don't believe it's a George Barris car. I don't know. I don't know my George Barris history that well. But once I get it, if I am able to get it, I will, of course, reveal it next week. The JJ Prize will make a great Halloween build that gives me nightmares. Yeah, Carwin, too. I mean, if you substitute the nacelles for blow dryers, but you can't relate to that. Anyway.
But what else is he going to do with them?
Right. So Halloween is coming up, and I'd like everybody to think about Halloween. I know Kenny Conklin in Sci-Fi Fantasy group is doing a Halloween. He does a Halloween build every year. But I'd like to have people think about Halloween this year. And in fact,
It'd be fun to do that, Scooby-Doo, man.
Bob Bruce, who was with us earlier, he's already made an entry into that. I think he gets a head start. He's another one that has an output that's like envious. Envious. What do you call envy when you envy someone?
Enviable?
I have the envy. I guess that's what it would be.
I have
the envy. You have envy. Yeah. Let's see if I can bring this up. And
you are covetous.
Covetous. There you go.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
That is well staged.
Well, I have the contrast on the white. It's very good.
Yeah, that is very well staged.
He does a pretty good job of staging it.
Yeah, that's one thing. I wish I could get better. I wish I had room and got better at photography.
Well,
oh, that is nice. I'm kind of curious how the skull can get a cut, but other than that,
a bloody cut, no less a scratch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
this is. Oh, that is gorgeous. That reminds. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the Ghost of Christmas Future from Scrooged.
Yeah.
Oh, that is great.
Nice work on the handle for the scythe, too.
Yeah.
And the scratch marks on the blade. Very good detailed.
Yeah, so I want y'all to be.
Tree in the background is found, or is that part of the kit, or?
Well, it's probably.
It's the scale of it's just perfect.
Let's let me go back to. That gives a nice shot of it. I wonder if I can zoom in on this one. All right, going back. It looks like almost floral wire.
Oh, now that I see it, it looks like twisted wire. Yeah, a little bit of Spanish moss on it.
Good use of cotton wool.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. There you go.
You notice you never see skulls with missing teeth in them.
Oh yeah, and their teeth are much very nice. Yeah,
they're always perfect.
Yeah,
well, just goes to show the afterlife has a good dental plan.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the Grim Reaper has a good dental plan. Okay,
that's because he owns the souls of all of the insurance companies.
Well, yeah, like you were saying, it could be twisted wire, but now I'm maybe taking that back. It doesn't quite look that way. No, see, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone from the chat, so we can't ask him. So he left earlier.
Jack, the last time I've seen something like that background with the sun going down and the tree, it was when I went to see Riverdance. They had exactly the same sort of thing in the background.
This is what happens to old river dancers.
So I collected that one so far for Halloween, because for the week of Halloween, I want to change the community cover every day, maybe every other day, depending on how many builds I get. Maybe every other day. If I get enough builds, I could do it every other day. So y'all who are watching in live or rerun, do a Halloween build. I'm not so sure I can get around to one, but I'm going to try to get this kit and maybe put the Trans Am aside and get this built. Huh?
What kit's that?
I'm not going to tell you. I want to get it first before I tell you. Because I don't want to. I'm bidding for it.
Can we have a clue?
last time, you know what? This was, I don't know about, this was like a while ago. This was around the beginning, like the first year, and the Amazing Skill, Amazing Plastic at the time. And I told someone on air what and I showed it off. I screen shared it and I told them I'm bidding on this, and I lost the damn thing.
Somebody beat you to it.
Somebody beat me to it.
Give us a clue, Jack.
I don't know.
Come on.
But I'll tell you who won.
I'll show you.
Anyway, that's. I just want to. Don't tell anybody because I want to get this. It's very unique. I have not seen anybody actually do this particular build, but a lot of people are saying Kenny says Polar Lights Headless Horseman. There's Mike Myers, of course, King Kong.
You could do a ghost ship. You could do. There's all kinds of things you could do.
Liam says one that gets finished. Yeah. I'll add to it. Let's see.
Oh, talking about Halloween, Jack, I saw somebody, I know it was on the web, somebody had built a scratch build. Do you remember the movie about the ghost ship? And then that thing goes along, that wire goes along and slices the people on the deck?
Yes, there was a movie called Ghost Ship.
Yeah. Well, somebody had done a model of that scene. So they had these people and their heads were like coming off. I don't know how he hung it there. I don't know, but it was really effective. And the wire going through. It was really, really good.
I'm going to add to that comment once it gets finished. You can build Christine since he's not here. I wanted him to be here today.
Christine would
So
go.
we can make fun of him.
Cosplay stuff, right?
I don't know. Does he? Yeah, he does do cosplay, but that's Star Trek.
Yeah, he does Star Trek cosplay. Yeah,
He said he was off doing cosplay for a few weeks.
yeah.
George, you are awesome. You know exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm not going to say it on air, but if y'all have the chat, he guessed it right off the bat. Wow, George, you and I we must be like twins separated by force or something.
Brothers from different mothers.
So yeah, that's right, George. So anyway, moving on, I will call it a day. We're going to see tomorrow. We're going to talk about figures and invite all of you usual suspects, and especially you, Lou. I know you're big on figures. And also, I'm going to do another plug here. If you are first time asking for the shop cards, you'll get this last year's and this year's. And if you've already been, you're probably two of these are on their way.
Got mine, Jack. Thank you.
Oh, you got yours? There you go. Who is that? Lou. Right, you got yours. You even made mention in the video that you got yours.
Yes.
Thank you, Lou. Thank you very much. And if you want yours very own, and talk about it to your other modelers if they're not watching these shows, how to get one, because this is the only way I announce it. I don't announce it on the communities that these are available. I want people to ask for them on the communities. And, so in other words, it's a little thank you for y'all watching and participating. That's why I do what I do. So send your snail mail to me on Messenger, Scratch and Jack. I've been told that's what it's under. And also, I don't even know what my addresses are. Technology. And also, you can email me at scratchinjackmodels@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy and thrilled to fire one or two off to you. So one of each off to you, or two, depending. So yeah, Buckmore, I had the wrong address for you. I think I have you here, ready to go out. And of course, Tony McCash. How could I forget Tony? Tony, he made mention he wanted to. I miss you, Tony. You got to come around sometime. So tomorrow we're doing a figure with me and Jim, and y'all can all show up and participate. The live chat will be open, and we'll talk figures. I think we're going to talk. I don't even know what we're going to talk about, Jim. Let's format this a little bit. Let's plan a little bit. But anyway, next in 2 weeks, again, it is continuing on with the 6th, that's the number 6 season of the Amazing Scale Modelers Hangouts, as well as the communities. This is all about you guys. You guys are like amazing, growing in many different ways, organically. So if you're a new member, participate, in ways that you can possibly do, like make comments, ask questions, even post your work. As you see, Bob didn't think much of his, but we put it up there nonetheless, only because we think he's awesome. And he uses the shop cards too. Anyway, Bob Busking wanted to show up, but he could not because he's at work. And Liam didn't show up because he had something else going. Am I forgetting anybody? I guess not. Thank you, Heath, for stopping by. And also, thank you, Jim. We'll see you tomorrow, too, about the Hangouts. And Jamie, Johnny come lately, Jamie. Thank you for stopping by and sharing the little that you had to share. And also, Lou, I've forgotten what you look like without drool around your mouth there. So, so dry it up a little bit, mister. And also, Phil, thank you for stopping by. Your Falcon looks amazing, as all of your builds do. And Randall, after this, on my way to Mom's, I am going to be hosting the box for you and Liam. And you'll get your shop cards in that box as well. And all you showing up at the live chat, Carwin, we missed your face, but thank you for participating in the live chat nonetheless. Bob, of course, showed up, and Mr. Mini-Me. No, is that Mr. Mini-Me?
Here's your moment of Carwin.
Keep that up there.
That is your moment of Carwin.
There you go. Yeah, there. What does it say? Oh, did he send that to you?
Yeah, this was packed in with the shuttle when I got it.
Oh my God, that's only a face a mom can love, and that should be framed. That should be in your display room.
Oh,
on
it's
the wall.
Gonna go up. It's gonna go up next to the over top of the shuttle. It's gonna be framed.
I'm proud of that, man.
He's gonna be
Mr.
sorry.
Mini Yeah, no, I'm not. Don Gilchrist has also showed up and said hello, and of course the mayor of the live chat, George. Thank you for stopping by as well, and you all over there in happy modeling, everyone. See you tomorrow and in 2 weeks. Bye.
Have fun storming the castle.
Good night.